Oh. No, this seems to be pretty much exactly where we were before, which... Yes, exactly where we were before, sitting in this chair with my stomach turning in circles. I remember now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a little bit more of Scorn. I apologise there's always such a ghastly gap between these episodes, but, it does take a long time for me to pick up all of my guts and push them back inside of me after I've vomited them out quite severely. Anyway, yes. I'm going to try and play a bit more of this game. I'm going to try not to retch my whole way through it. This has some sort of gun function now, doesn't it? Sort of. It has a sort of punching function, but I don't actually think it's got any kind of projectile. So, I don't think there was ever a jump in this game, and I can't just leap over the edge, which is a frightful shame. So I suppose now that we have enjoyed the absolutely ghastly view, we're going to have to wander off in a different direction and see if we can find something else to do and somewhere else to go, and hopefully not go back the way that we came. And given how long it's been since the last time I played this game, there's a very good chance that could be exactly where I'm going, because I don't have a blooming clue what I'm doing. I do vaguely recall this. I think we came in via that door there. I think that's where we entered by. So I must have been wandering around and looking for a good moment to stop, which is probably when I reached that vista. That vista of vomit. Right. Can I interact with this? Not yet. Do I need to punch it? Would punching help the situation? I don't think so. No. That is generally true of life. If you want to succeed in life, I wouldn't recommend that you go around sucking people in the jaw, but I mean, unless you're a boxer, of course, in which case I rather recommend that you do that. Otherwise you may not come away with any impractically oversized belts. Are they win those in boxing, or is it just wrestling? I don't know. I'm not much of a sportsman, either in terms of physical activity or in terms of my honour, but we shan't worry about any of that rubbish. I'm just prattling on about incoherent, drivellant tripe, whilst I try and find even something, or in fact anything, that we can do or interact with, and I'll be completely honest with you, filling my brain full of rubbish is quite a good way of keeping my brain busy, such that how the hell do I interact with these things again? Oh, I think I clicked with the left mouse button. Yes, filling my brain full of so much rubbish is quite a good way of blocking out all of the thoughts. The existential horror that is induced by this game. What is that? I will fight you, and I will win. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Don't you? I'm the only one around here who's allowed to vomit. Thank you very much. I'll hit you in your googly area. I seem to have run out of punching ability. Perhaps I ought to run the bloody hell away. I seem to have been severely outmatched by this large murderous sausage. Is my health going to regenerate? Or am I just... Am I just doomed to death? I mean, frankly, it's a shock to me that we haven't encountered something that wants to kill me sooner, given how much I ramble on. But, no, it appears running away was a good strategy, because it seems to have, there. No, it hasn't. Perhaps I should just interact with this thing and get the hell out of here. Yep. I'm just going to leave my butt here for him to attack, which is a bit horrible. And we're going to slice all this meat in half, which is also slightly horrible. And then we're going to promptly run away. Huzzah! I don't know what this does, but while I'm interacting with it, I seem to be safe. It's like a sausage slicer. And there's another sausage monster that's come to life. Okay. I don't think... Is there anywhere I can go over here? I don't seem to be able to clamber over these ghastly veins. So I think perhaps I best just run back the way I came. Because I think that I've... I've backed myself into a corner. Why does it have wings? I don't remember them being that expeditious previously. I am dead. And twitching. But hey, his nails are in better condition than mine, but that isn't saying a frightfully large amount. Right! I have died! I don't quite know why I'm so joyous about that. Maybe because it means that I can finally embrace the Grim Reaper and I no longer have to deal with this situation anymore, which, frankly, is preferable. But never mind, I think I'm going to have to do that again. Yes, I don't think I've achieved anything. Both in my life and in the game. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Alright. So that you don't have to witness me being completely ghastly at the game, again, because I know that that's a very difficult thing for you to watch, I am going to try and find... I can't see him down there, can I? No, he must have just been born out of some fleshy mass. Ugh. But no, I think the thing which I moved turned this round so that I can perhaps get through this little gap here. But first, I'm going to have to reactivate all those things and hopefully not die. So, wish me luck with that. Please wish me a lot of luck because I'm going to need it. Don't you spit at me. That's frightfully uncouth, you tiny little vampire goblin. I can't just run past him, can I? No, I should have known that was never going to work. How about I just bludgeon him to death? I mean, that's what he's done with me, except I've run out of stamina already. Marvellous, because I have the arm strength of some sort of weakling. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm so glad to know that my bones were as strong as crackers and my muscles have all the ability to pick up a grain of sand. That's absolutely tremendous, and I am overjoyed with this situation. And I've gone the wrong bloody way. This game continues to demonstrate my marvellous abilities to completely spoil everything. Right! Lost a lot of health, but I am alive, which is more than I can say of what has come before. So, let's see if I can... Oh, I really don't want to have to fight anything else. The combat in this game is not very easy, for the simple reason that I bash people, and it doesn't seem to achieve anything. And I only seem to be able to do 2 bashes before I'm completely out of stamina. Which, if you ask me, is a little bit of a bum deal. But never mind. I thought I saw something on the other side of there jiggling, but no, I probably just saw some of these entrails. Right. This looks like some sort of lift operation terminal. Oh, dear. Please stop fingering the machinery, Mr. Protagonist Man. Oh, here we go. Okay, that looks like something I could get in... Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'd forgotten I have some... do I have someone riding on my back? I have a vague memory of that from before. Giddy odd. Why didn't I just turn around and face my arse towards the bad guys then? Then they could have beaten my hitchhiker. That would have been vastly more productive. Right. Oh, golly. This reminds me of those weird, like big plastic balls that they put people inside of and then they can sort of roll around as a bizarre method of dangerous transportation. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright, let's be glad that we didn't get in this one, because this one seems to have proved what I was saying about this method of transportation being rather dangerous. Let's see what this does. Oh my giddy oh. Well, it may have cleared a blockage. Which, now that I think about it, is a really bad phrase to say in this game because it's all very biological and about pipes and things. Oh my giddy oh. You know, as I continue to play through this game, I find myself questioning the life decisions that brought me to this point. Yes, that is true. However, I also find myself with this strange feeling of selfishness, as I wander through this game and I make modicums of progress, I feel as if, oh my giddy yarn, I'm so gonna die to you. I feel as if I must kill and maim a lot merely to... Oh, for crying out loud. These corridors are not wide enough! And now I'm dead again. Although I do seem to have died pressed up against the wall instead of on the floor, which is a bit weird, but never mind. How far back are you going to put me? I would emphasize the button is continue, not restart. But never mind, I think this is a different backdrop image to what we saw before, but goodness only knows. Where's this? Okay, well at least we don't have to go through that. But again, do I restart with... No, of course I don't restart with full health, because that would be kind. And this game can't even bloody spell the word, let alone enact it. Yes, as I continue to play through this game, because it all seems so very biological, and every time we move something, it seems to cause pain, not only to myself. You know, if I have somebody's mittens sticking into my ghoulies, then I probably wouldn't try and yank them out. I think I'd get a doctor to do that. Ah, for crying out loud. Yes, to make any amount of progress, I feel I must inflict a lot of pain on a lot of people. And, you know, I use the word people very charitably. They've got limbs and they make noises, but I don't think those are the key criterion of human life. It's also teary, if that's a word. As if I must tear through life just to make a couple of meters of progress. Right. I don't get how this bloody weapon works, because as soon as I get close to the enemy, they do way more damage to me than I can do to them. What I maybe need to do is attack them a couple of times, then run away, wait for my stamina to come back, and then try not to get vomited on, and then come back in, and then whack them a couple more times, miss once, which is fantastically brilliant, and then realise I'm completely underqualified for this job and run the hell away, whilst I have a load of vomit splat all over my hitchhiker. My giddy aunt. I've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I don't imagine it says stick your hands into the belly of the person you're hitchhiking on and then get vomited on. But I could be wrong. I haven't read it, I must confess. Oh my giddy aunt. That one's even bigger, and I thought the Brahmin were ugly. Oh my giddy. And something's just fallen off it. I think one of its children. This is quite disgusting. They're all dead, and that one's alive and is spitting at me. I'm going to leave. I think I've overstayed my welcome at this particular zoo. The animals are getting rowdy. Right, I don't know where I'm going. To be honest with you, jumping down there looks like quite a nice idea, because at least down there I can't see anything too horrid. Alright, let's see if I can interact with any of these terminals and see what to do. Okay, I can do a thing. No, I evidently can't, because there's nothing there. Can I move this round? Yes, I can. Can I move it around anywhere else, or just onto those two sides? I think it's just those two, unless I can move it up, perhaps? No, or down? No, alright. How the hell do I get out of this again? Not by pressing that. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, right, that little semicircle is supposed to mean right mouse button. I'm not entirely sure what language of bonkersness you're trying to use with that, but we won't worry about it. What does this do? Oh, this moves us up a bit. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that achieved, but that was the thing. Alright. Grand, marvellous, tremendous, and excellent. Unlike the frame rate, which is absolutely appalling, which is really rather worrying. But I am going to err on the side of assuming that that's just OBS, as it usually is. Have I been here before, perhaps? What did this do again? Ah, yes, that moves that thing over there, which is now achieving nothing. Excellent, that's exactly what I wanted with my life. Could I get back in this thing in order to access the other side of here? Yes, I could. Because this is going to take me back in this direction. No, it's not going to take me back in this direction, and suddenly I feel scared. Okay, we're not stopping there. We're stopping on this side. Yes, indeed. Goodness. There's something about the architecture in the side of here that reminds me oddly of... No! Bollocks. There's something about the architecture in here that reminds me to stop sightseeing and get on with playing the damned game. Can I just cross over the... if I could ever even get over this little tiny step here, can I just cross over on the far side of here to access the other side of the platform, or is that not feasible? No, I think that's entirely possible. Good. It's the first thing here that's gone well. No, there's something about the architecture in there that reminds me of playing Skyrim, particularly Telmithrin, I think it was called, and some of the Dwemer cities as well. But that's not achieving a great deal. Alright, here we are again in another little puzzle, which is leaving me feeling a tad confused. Can I use this again? Presumably so, yes. Alright, so this big grabby arm thing could either grab something on the left, which appears to be attached to this little monorail system, or it could grab something on the right, attached to that little monorail system. The problem is that there's nothing there. So I'm going to try setting it off on the right, for no other reason than there are a couple of grabby things over there, which there weren't on the other side. So let's see if this does anything. No, that's definitely supposed to pick up whatever this is holding, but I have no idea what that is supposed to be, or what it's supposed to achieve. Because this just moves this along. It doesn't actually achieve anything, does it? Perhaps if there was something further down the line that it could grab, then it would move across and pick it up. But there's nothing there. And there's nothing here that I can interact with, is there? Yes, because that little system... Oh, I see. That's why it doesn't come around this way, because the little monorail system doesn't continue in that direction. Alright, that makes some semblance of sense. Can I use this again? Does this just take us back down, or does this bring us further up? No, this brings us back down. Alright, well, as I'm at a loss both for words and for purpose, I'm not wholly sure what I should be doing. So perhaps there's something else down on this lower level that I'm supposed to be using or interacting with, or in some other means, manner, shape or form bollocking around with. What does this do? Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad it didn't stab me, although I do probably have some sort of horrific infection from the blood transfusion. Marvellous. I'm going to sit here and pretend like that achieved something and that I know what that something was. The answer to both of these questions is actually no. Don't mind the floating blood. I think something else just spat at me. Giddy aunt, I'd forgotten how irritating I am. Perhaps that's useful somewhere upstairs. Yeah, so let's go back upstairs and see if there is somewhere that we can use whatever this weird plant thing is. Which is probably setting off people's phobia of gatherings of little holes. What could I use that on? Because I could go back down there, but I don't really want to do that, because if I do that, I'm gonna die. And I'm a tad sick of dying in this game. Mainly because I don't like repeating progress that I've already done. I don't suppose I've gotten much bloody choice, though, because I don't think anything's actually going to work differently now. It's not as if there's anything that I can now interact with that I previously couldn't, so I don't guess I've got much choice except to go down here and see if there's something that I can interact with that I didn't see because I was slightly too busy running away from the vomit monster. Except the vomit monster doesn't seem to be here anymore, which makes this place instantly a lot better. To be honest with you, a pressure wash could do this, could make this place a lot better as well, but that's neither here nor there. This takes me back to the lower level, doesn't it? Oh, bollocks, not me again. Oh, sheesh. For a creature with no eyes, it's got surprisingly good aim. You would really think that this game would have some kind of regenerative health, or, you know, a healing potion, or, you know, a magic dance you can do around some toadstools that would make your health better. But, you know, healthcare's complicated. I appreciate that. Oh, good. And I'm right back here again. This is going so tremendously. Are you convinced I can't just jump off? No, no, seemingly not. What a damn shame. Right. This isn't going very well, but never mind. Give me a while, and I will see if I can get us any further through this. I have not been here before. I know, because I've never seen one of those horrific sausage poo monsters climb inside of a hole. Right, so I've just... Yes. Yeah, the first time I came down this corridor, and then I went right over there to bring that thing upwards. But now it seems there are other things around that may need to be interacted with. Can I? No, I can't go through here. Thank you for finally deciding that I am eligible for this after me proving my commitment or some sort of rubbish. There must be something around here. Perhaps something that links in with that weird flower holy thing I found. It's on the other side of here. There's another grabby thing here, and another but different grabby thing up there. There must be something. There must be something that serves some sort of purpose, except seemingly not, because there's the grand total of diddly squat up here. So this is just going absolutely sublimely. What about that? That little light looks vaguely important. Thought this was going to move, but seemingly not. Seems to be too tangled up in everything. My kitty heart. Do you remember the weird fleshy monsters from... Is it called Little Nightmares? Is that what that game was called? I genuinely can't remember, it so long ago. Yes, there's just something about the fleshiness of it all which reminds me of that. Alright, well, I think we may be stumbling upon the bits and bobs that I was missing. I have a feeling the thing that I need to get with those grabby things on the platform is one of those. And oh, shit, again. I'm so bloody sick of dealing with these creatures. I've given up trying to fight them. It's a completely wasted effort. It's a completely wasted effort because it achieves nothing. They seem to have far more health than I do, and I can hit far less than they can. Is this the same thing as before? Oh, it was. Right, I see. I was evidently supposed to go left, but for some reason I went right. Probably because I'm a moron, but never mind. Seen another orifice get penetrated, which is, frankly quite disturbing. But never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm sure we'll, muddle through one way or another. Probably with the use of a lobotomy in order to help me forget all of this, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, let's see where this is going to go. Oh, for crying out loud. It's going to take me the hell away from all of these nasty monsters. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It adds a layer of... Oh my god. Move past him! It doesn't help. It doesn't help that I can't see anything because there's so much blood in my eye. It doesn't help that I'm always spawning with only 2 points of health, which means I'm constantly dying. Where the hell am I? The answer to that is in Grumpy Town. But we shan't worry about any of that bollocks. Have I... Oh no, it's put me far further back than I thought it had. I almost thought it was being generous to me then. But no. You might think that all of this machinery tearing your flesh apart would be a bad fate. But going through this experience such that you end up tearing your own flesh off your own face out of sheer bloody frustration is, I assure you, a significantly worse fate. There's no point trying to fight them, right? I don't care if you're sitting there with your cup of cocoa calling me a coward. I don't care. Right? I don't. Guess what? You may be completely right, but I don't give a damn, because right now I'm doing this the economist's way and looking for efficiency gains. And the greatest gain in efficiency I can find is not dying again. Standing here fighting these beasts seems to be a fruitless endeavor. So I'm going to have to try and run past all these baddies, which is going to go absolutely disastrously, because as soon as this one drops down, I'm not going through anymore. Because I can't just push my way past. Right, let's just stand here for an... Let's not stand here for an instant. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's bully, isn't it? I finally killed one of the bloody things. Good for me! Put a notch on the barrel of my gun. Huzzah. I mean, it's, you know, it's still a wasted effort, because I've got no health and no means of regenerating my health. But, you know, at least I've got something to fight back against the claims of cowardice. I've stopped feeling selfish. I don't care that I'm tearing these creatures apart because they're clearly willing to do the same thing to me, so it's just an eye for an eye at this point. Right. My giddy arm. Am I aiming for like some specific bloody bit of them? I mean, they're all bloody. That goes without saying. How about I get myself trapped in a bloody corner? That's a really good plan, isn't it, Phil? This is the end of me. Man alive. I do, to a certain degree, appreciate that they are changing up the gameplay mechanics. To another certain degree, I appreciate that the sheer existential horror is going to get heightened by having something in it which can kill me. And the longer you play this game, the more you are slowly getting... Seriously? You didn't think to put a checkpoint anywhere in the intervening period? Oh, right, alright, fair enough. This is the world of hellish torture, so I suppose that makes a bit of bloomin' sense, doesn't it? I don't like playing games that make me angry, and I don't like getting angry at games, because I feel like for the most part they are not designed to irritate you. It's not like it's getting over it, is it? It's not designed from the ground up to make you tear your hair out. It just happens to be a little frustrating. I do think, however, that the game could be a little bit better balanced, in the sense of it would be lovely if I had a way of regenerating my health. But no, of course not. What does this bloody thing even do? Is this supposed to allow me to interact with something that I previously couldn't do? Because it certainly isn't regenerating my health. Or am I just taking it down to the red light district for a little penetrative fun before we carry on with the rest of our work day? I don't know. I don't much bloody care either. I've got no idea how to kill these creatures. I have no idea how I killed the first one. And I don't care to attempt to find out, because this is going rather terribly. It's not for the usual silly reasons that I make up. Maybe I need to do this differently. Maybe instead of just trying to run away from them, I need to strike them just enough that I... You know, as I started this up, I thought to myself, I don't think this game is frightfully long. I'd guess it's maybe 5 hours long. Which means there probably won't be all that many more videos to do on it. If I don't start getting a little bit better at this, because I seem to have been cursed by the fact that I lost all my health at the beginning, which, to me, you know, given that there was no combat in this game previously, doesn't seem completely unrealistic that a player may lose a lot of their health in the first combat encounter, so maybe don't put a checkpoint directly after the first combat encounter, which doesn't reset your health afterwards. I don't like being angry. As I said, the game isn't designed to irritate me. It just happens to be doing that. So getting angry at it and saying mean things about it seems a little cruel to me. You know, the game isn't purposefully trying to irritate me. It's just trying to put a challenge in front of me. A challenge that I'm just so utterly incapable of getting through that it's getting on my nerves. But give me a minute. I'll see if I can get us to wherever the hell it is that we're going. I don't even know what it was that we got to at the end before we died, and I wanted to have a look at, because that was all so long ago and so many irritated neurons blown out in the intermediate period that and by intermediary I mean intervening, but never mind, I can't even remember what I'm aiming for at the moment. I'm just running through this bloody gauntlet for the bloody sake of it. I'll get past him, for crying out loud. Maybe it would be nice if when I killed one of these blasted creatures I could regenerate a little health. You know, as a reward for putting myself out. Specifically out into the line of bloody fire. Ah, yes. I remember now. I died to the little twosome. I came over here, didn't I? What the hell is that? And what is it supposed to achieve? I don't know. Don't know. If I could just get past this pair of vomiting twins, we might start getting somewhere. It seems odd that if all this is so integral, why the hell do they let you turn right onto that platform instead of just forcing you to go left with a blockage? It doesn't make a great deal of sense to me, but then nothing in this game makes sense. That's the... What the hell?! No one told me there was one on the ruddy left! For crying out loud! Start foaming at the mouth like a bloody werewolf in a minute. I would be willing to bet the shirt on my back, mainly because it ain't a particularly good one that I ain't that fond of, so I could live with losing the damn thing. The first time I got to that stage, which was about 6 lives ago, that they both came from the starboard angle rather than the port. But never mind. I guess they like to change things up. I mean, if you're going to murder a man 12 times in a row, it only makes sense that you had a little variety. After all, you wouldn't want him getting irritated now, would you? I like this game. I like it a lot. The frame rate seems to have picked up a little bit as well, which is bloomin' marvellous. I like it for how quintessentially unique it is. I do think, however, that this stage with all the combat in it could do with being a little kinder. For example, when you die, give you a little bit of health back so that you have a slightly better fighting chance of getting through. But never mind, I'm going to shut up and stop being grumpy. Well, no, I'm going to continue to be grumpy because of course I am. I'm British, it's in my bloody genetics. What I'm going to do is stop talking so that you don't have to continue to see this bloody act reprised 5 times. Or 5 more times, I should say, because goodness knows this won't be the last time. And there are a number of little red blobs coming out of that, and about half of them got filled up, and the other half are still awaiting. So I wonder if there's another upgrade to that which needs to be done before it can be utilised somewhere. Anyway, yes, let's have a little jump cut while I try and get through the rest of this so that you don't have to sit through the same failures being repeated time and time again. I'm sorry, what the f... Right. I'm going to ask myself a quick question before I get angry at this game. Heal. Press E. Right. Okay. I have very little reason to be grumpy at this game, because there is an opportunity to heal yourself and regenerate some health, so that's all fine and dandy. I do think that maybe after introducing the combat, it might be wise to have a little tutorial, just a bit of text on the screen somewhere that says press E to heal. That would be nice, but never mind, you can't have everything in life. Alright, no more grumpiness. Figured out the solution. The solution is assume that the game is slightly more reasonable than it otherwise seemed. Now I've only got to get through these 2, and then I'll be alright. Yeah, so that one comes from that side, and this one comes from that side. The problem is there's no way in hell I'm going to get past both of them. There we go. There we go. Right. Problem solved. On to the next bloomin' problem. Can I go through here? No. What a frightful shame. Never mind. Okay, let's do this. Don't know what this does. I've moved it down a bit. And I've moved the thing across. I'm not involved in any of this. It's doing this all by it's all by itself. Right. We've invented some form of self-controlled elevator, which is excellent. But perhaps when this thing comes back up, I'll be able to get into it and then I can go down to lower levels. I don't know what the hell has happened to whatever thing it was that I was moving around. That may be this, or it may not be. Okay. Let's have a look at what's on. Alright, something seems to be going frightfully wrong at the moment. Again, I'm having my guts bashed. If you wish to bash some guts, sir, I suggest you do it your own. Mine are a little busy. Right, I was somewhat worried for a moment that I'd sort of stepped out as the door was closing and sliced myself in half. But I'm not convinced that's actually what happened. Right, what is this? This looks vaguely interesting. It seems some sort of pipes. What the hell is this? I think I finally found a gun! Brilliant! Time for some bloody revenge. Right, you! This thing's got no blooming bullets in it! Great. Someone's given me a gun with no ruddy ammunition in it. Tremendous. Ow. Oh, that wasn't restocking its ability to heal me. No, of course not. That'd be too ruddy simple. Of course it's not doing that. It's just making it have pretty lights on it. We don't have guns in this country, right? They're just not a thing, alright? So this doesn't go anywhere. This doesn't go anywhere. What's the point of an elevator that doesn't go anywhere? Oh good, that means I'm gonna go back into a battle. And because I don't even have my bashing stick, I can't even fight them a little bit. Oh, for crying out loud. And I've got nothing to regenerate my health with now. Except all of the acidic vomit on my arse. What does this do? I don't know, but it better give me plenty of bullets. Oh, interesting. Alright, I've seen these sorts of puzzles before, I think. You need to identify the one that moves the minimum number of things, which in this case doesn't seem to be either of them. Does anything light up the thing in the middle for that? Yes, that does. Interesting. Seemingly only when they're facing each other? Well, they're all lit up now. Is that good? Seemingly not. No. I really don't get how this works. What am I trying to achieve here? Thank you for just standing there and waiting patiently for me to humiliate myself in front of my beloved audience before you kill me. I appreciate you granting my last wish like this, Mr. Executioner Man. So it's not just that I need to get. There's something else I can try. No, it is just these three things. All right. So this can't light up when it's facing the one on the right because it doesn't actually face the one on the right. And this is the same situation, isn't it? Yes. Alright, fine. So then, what is this supposed to do? That lights up when it's pointing towards that one, which tells me that that's probably where it's supposed to be. Because I'd guess that these are all supposed to be in the place that means they're all lit up. Wait. I'm so confused. I don't understand what this is supposed to achieve. I move things around in almost every which way and I cannot understand it. The trouble with this game is it works off nothing but visual logic, and visual logic is not my strong suit. Patterns and the meaning of imagery has never, ever been my intellectual strength. Not to claim that I've ever had any intellectual strength whatsoever, because I don't. But visual intelligence is certainly not my area of expertise. Oh, piss off and die, holy bastard. Except I've got absolutely nothing that I can fight you with, and nothing that I can heal myself with, so this is going absolutely bloody brilliantly. Suppose the only thing I can do is go back. I don't think there's going to be any point in that until I solve whatever that puzzle is. Right! That's problem number 1 sorted. Here's problem number 2 sorted, because it gives you a gun and then it gives you bullets, but it doesn't tell you to put the bullets into the gun by pressing R. But and then the whole bloody game freezes? Yes, then the whole bloody game freezes. Of course it does. And I think, unless I'm highly mistaken, which I do seem to be, despite the fact reading that by pressing spacebar you can press switch, which is what the person in the walkthrough was doing, in order to change from the bashy gun to the shooty gun in order to fight different enemy types, because apparently there's a strategy in that. Thank you, game, for not communicating that to me. We can now carry on with this. We've got another one of these bloody things. Which reminds me of a weird electrical thing we found in the Evil Within ones. Bloomin' marvellous. The next bloody creature I see is going to get a face full of frickin' lead. I want some cathartic revenge for you! Die! Or the entire game could crash. Yeah, that works. Seriously, what the hell is up with this game? Is the combat really that shocking that the game can't even process it? My word. Never mind. I can't heal myself, and I don't know if I've got limited bullets or I've got unlimited bullets. I don't know, and at this stage, I'm so whacked, I'm not sure I care. I like this game, but bloody hell, it needs a tad more explanation, right? Even really freaking basic things like press E to heal, or press R to reload after you get access to the healy thing and the bullet thing, right? That'd be bloomin' marvellous. Doesn't happen, but it'd be nice. I don't want anyone to get the impression that I'm just slagging off the game. I mean, I am slagging off the game because I'm saying that it does things in ways which I don't like and I think could be improved upon. But I'm trying to do that in a vaguely constructive way, and I'm trying to not just, you know, hate on the game. You know, I'm trying to not do that because I don't like it when people do that. It doesn't achieve anything. It's not productive. It's just a big old grumpy mess. And that isn't fun for anybody. Oh dear, right. This thing would appear to have rather severe lack of range. But never mind. The fact there's about 7 of them, and they all take about 17 bullets to kill, is less than optimal, but never mind. What the? What? Oh, you are freaking kidding me. You are not telling me I have to go all the way back up there for more bullets. I could absolutely frickin' scream. Dare I even ask where you're going to put me back to? Probably my birth. That's about far enough back for this game's liking. Right. I'd say that it's kind because it's put me back to quite a recent point. However, I get the distinct impression it's only done that because it just happens to. Because it only just happens to have done a checkpoint there. Not because it does checkpoints at regular intervals, but because I happen to have coincidentally died after a checkpoint. But never mind. I like this game. It does a lot of interesting things. It really does. But the thing that I struggle with is that it leaves you to figure out everything pretty much from square one. Right? Can I have more bullets, please? No, I can't. Can I have more bullets if I've got no bullets left? If I have absolutely no bullets, can I have some more? I see, I see. So those little weird yellow pip things is interesting. Interesting. So the game gives you a stock of ammunition which you can use up, and then it has a checkpoint from which you cannot go back from, which saves the number of bullets that you've spent. It means if you've used all your bullets, or enough of your bullets such that you can't then kill the enemies in the next level, you're a little bit scuppered. But never mind. I don't know why I can't switch to at least my bashing weapon. But never mind. I've got no bullets, and I've got no health, and I've got no hope, and I've got no reason to continue, but for some utterly insane reason, I'm going to. Oh, I can't just jump off and kill myself. Oh, that's a frightful shame. I was looking forward to that bit. Right. Is there perhaps a bullet shop here? A place where a man could buy some bullets? No, but there is a place where a man can get some health, which is at least a marginal improvement on the previous situation. Man alive, I'd just gone with a bloody pack of Nurofen or something, but never mind. Oh, piss off. Get on with it, man, for crying out loud. Do the thing! Right! That wasn't too difficult, was it? I'm only trying to keep you alive! Oh! Why even is over here? The grand total of nothing. Bloomin' marvellous. I like this game. Oh! Get stuffed! It's another one of these stupid things. Oh good, it is another one of these contrived things that took me 6 hours to work out. Oh man alive. The only thing that's keeping me from jumping off a cliff right now, and this is catapulting myself out the window behind me, right? The only thing that's keeping me from catapulting myself down there is that they leave you alone when you're doing the puzzles, which is a small frickin' mercy. Oh my Gideon, these are all interconnected with each other, aren't they? Oh, this is ghastly. How do I work that out? By pure random bloody chance is the answer to that question. Should we see if I can pick this thing and get the hell out of here before we die? Probably not, but you know, let's give it a damn good try. Oh good, so they can't kill you while you're doing the puzzles, but they can kill you while you're going through the bloomin' animations. Good! I was worried they wouldn't be able to do that! I was so frightfully worried that they wouldn't be able to completely bollock me! But no, they are thoroughly equipped with the power of bollocking. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm slowly losing it. Oh boy, some days I just empathize with the bloody Joker. Right. Carry on with life, shall we? Let's carry on with life before I get admitted into some kind of home. Ooh, hot dog. Okay. Let's carry on. Okay, that released a little dopamine into my system. I feel like I may be able to carry on with this now. I've no bullets, and I've no health, and I've no healing. Oh, I do have a little healing. Oh, yeah, this makes things slightly less terrible. Alright, let's go down to the lower level and see what we can find there. You know, I was thinking this whole automated self-operating elevator was a grand idea, but the amount of waiting around it's involving, I'm beginning to understand the sense behind just having a button on it that you can press in order to tell it which floor you're on so that it comes and gets you. Okay. Man alive. Remember when we were on that platform and it had the weird grabby arm thing on it? Man, that seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Hang on a minute, I've been here before. I remember being here. I seem to have gotten stuck on something, but never mind. I think my brain is just slowly shutting down. So I did all of that. My only question, the only question I dare to ask is please say that that achieved something, because if it didn't, I may just have to sit down and have a little cry. But it hasn't brought anything over here. I must have missed something. There must be one more stage, one more button I can press, one more thing I can interact with. Because I must have to put something in that, right? Because look, there's like a little crevice where it can go down over there to where it's vaguely bloody useful. There must be something somewhere that achieves something. This is the other side of the lift. Is there anything over here? No is the short answer. And absolutely not, of course not. That would be too bloody simple, is the slightly longer answer. Thank goodness that I think we're finally making an ounce of progress. I'm grateful. Oh, the naivety of youth, when I was worried about tearing the flesh from these creatures, and now all I want is a buttload of bullets to batter them with. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. I think that we might just be near the end. Not the end of the game. Goodness no. There's still a... No! There's still a lot more mistakes to make, and a lot more pain to be endured, and a lot more hoarse my voice is yet to get. Back down we go. Because labeling consoles with what they do is just some sort of, you know, silly socialist utopia, which isn't at all feasible. A few words. As a man with zero social skills, I am seldom at a point in my life where I am asking for more words. But seriously, a handful of additional words would be really bloomin' useful right about now. Right, that doesn't achieve anything. That's fine, I can live with that. It wouldn't make sense that you could achieve anything with that. It's just there so that you can bring it over to the right so that you can put it on the right hand side when you come up here. I think I'm trying to get those grabby arms there to pick it up, possibly so that I can then go through that doorway on the very end of the platform there. I still don't know what it's going to achieve, but goodness knows I have no idea what the purpose of any of this is in this game. I'm just muddling through in the vague hope that I don't tear my hair out by the end of it. Right, I think that's that done. Get my mitten out of here for a moment. Can I get in this thing immediately, or do I need to move it somewhere? I probably need to move it somewhere. With the use of this, perhaps. Yep. Good. It's gone pretty much exactly where I expected it to go. Where it's going to go from now is anyone's bloomin' guess. But hey, Let's go and find out. And then hopefully we can end the video. I can have a calming cup of cocoa. And then, oh huzzah, the path forward constructed. Yes. Yes. Primarily we've strung it together with bits of flesh that I've torn off the top of my head. Good. That seems like a good place to leave it. Oh, for crying out loud. We're going through that little door there, aren't we? I went through all of that hell and horror for the sake of going through one door. Oh boy! No, oh no, not this again. If this guy's gonna kill me, could he just get on with it? Because at this point, I'm just suffering on for no bloomin' purpose. Right. Oh, good! It took some of my health away, because I had such a surplus of that, with which I could be generous and charitable and share out amongst all who needed it, such as the bloody ass on my back. Right. Let's stand here and lean on this banister for a minute and ask ourselves why, no matter how many times I press the bloomin' spacebar, it doesn't let me switch weapons. But never mind. Right. Let's all just take 2 seconds and relax. Okay. This game, self-evidently, is pitching itself as the sort of game that takes no prisoners, but not in the sense of, you know, Dark Souls, where there's an obvious goal, you know, bash up the enemy. It's just mightily difficult to achieve that, right? This game does something a little bit different, whereby achieving what you want to achieve is not difficult per se, but you have to know what it is that you're doing. And when you don't know where you currently are, and you don't know where you're going, plotting a route is quite difficult. But still, that is what the game expects you to do, and expects you to figure out through a process of trial and error. In the first 2 segments of me playing this game, that wasn't too bad, because for the most part it was a case of standing around and figuring it out. Here, however, that's becoming a little bit more difficult, because they're putting in more hurdles that I need to boing over like some sort of spring chicken. Some of those hurdles are vicious monsters, which can kill me and drain all of my health, and can be fought with weapons. The fact that when you go through a checkpoint it saves the amount of health that you've lost, I think is a little cruel. The fact that it doesn't tell you when you stick this random flower thing into a thing and then it gets red blobby things on it, which I'm sorry to say is not a form of medicine I've previously been introduced to, so you'll forgive me for not immediately recognising that that was a healing kit. It could have had a line of text that just said press E to heal, and that would have been very kind of it. But it chose not to do that. In fairness, as soon as you press escape, you can see all of the controls here, and you can see that, you know, there's... Oh, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for weapons. That's interesting. That suggests we're going to get 2 more weapons. Oh joy. Maybe some of them will actually have bullets in them, unlike this bloody thing. Right. I don't know what switch is supposed to mean then. So, alright, that one's on me then. Okay, it's not that the spacebar doesn't work and that the switch function, whatever the hell that is, doesn't work. Clearly it does. I just misunderstood what was going on in the video that I had to look up in order to figure out how the hell to progress through that first light puzzle. So, yes, alright. I thought, because I'd only seen this control here, that's what they were doing. Clearly they were doing this instead, but never mind. Ah, and I can also see my inventory so that I can see the different weapons I've got, the different, all sorts of ammunition and stuff that I've got. Interesting, interesting. Standing around and actually looking at the controls for 5 seconds is teaching me anything. Is there anything else I should be aware of? Not really. I reckon I understand everything that it is putting in front of me now. Okay, so in fairness, every time you press escape, which presumably you've done at least a couple of times to pause the game or fiddle with the settings or quit the game indeed, you've perhaps seen that this is here. I will, and I have many times before and will continue to. Yes, this is going to get quite long. Deal with it or leave. I don't care. I'm grumpy at this point and I wish to have a old gripe. I've said many times before, and I'll say many times again, that teaching controls cannot be done by dumping information, right? You have to do it in little chunks, one at a time, right? You have to teach the player, you know, press control to crouch under these boxes, and then press space to vault over the next set of boxes, right? Down that little bit of corridor that exists at the beginning of every game that has a decent control tutorial. That's useful, right? You may think it's a cliche and it's obvious, but it is useful because it teaches the player the controls one at a time. And it teaches the player the controls when they need them and in a physical way instead of a purely visual way. Which means people that learn better through actually doing something rather than just being told something, which I don't think is controversial to say is the vast majority of the human population, learn them a lot better, right? Because they actually do them. They press the button, they see it happen, they have a visual memory of it occurring instead of just reading it, right? And it happens one at a time, which means they can learn them individually instead of having this tsunami of information hit them, most of which isn't going to sink in, right? Particularly since the first couple of times you look at this, you might think, oh look, there are controls that I need to pay attention to. However, when you're 2 or 3 hours into the game, as I am by this point, you're probably not looking at this in great detail anymore when you're just on the menu screen, right? And when you're at the beginning of the game, you might realise, oh look, I can switch weapons, and I can reload, and I can heal. But at the moment, I've encountered no enemies, no guns, and no ability to heal myself, or indeed no health bar in order to lose any health in the first place. So all of that information the brain looks at and thinks, gee, this isn't relevant right now, let's forget about it because it's not important, right? You use it or you lose it. I didn't use it, so I lost it. Like my mind. All the same, it's a good game. The visuals are obviously very impressive. It's utterly bizarre, quite unique, and unlike anything I've ever seen before. So for all of those reasons, it's absolutely excellent. I do think that it's a little strange that it uses no words whatsoever in order to communicate absolutely anything, which is interesting from an artistic perspective. I'm not wholly convinced it works from a gameplay perspective, but what the hell does anyone care what I think? I do think, however, that it absolutely needs just a single line of tutorial. When you find the health machine, say, press E to heal, right? Because it's not obvious that that's what that is, and it's not obvious that even if you remembered that you could press E to heal from the very beginning of the game when you first saw this, it wouldn't help, because when you stick the bloody flower into the bloody vending machine and then it gets its bloody pustules filled up with bloody blood juice, who's to know that that's a health kit, right? Other than it's got red stuff on it and your health bar's red. But there's other red things in this. Look, there's red spaghetti all over the floor here, but if I try and gyrate into it, it doesn't make me strong and big and healthy, do it? No, of course not, because it's silly. I'm not trying to slag off the game. I like the game. It's a good game. It's very well produced. It's very artistic. It's not the sort of thing that the AAA market would produce, because it does things like this to people. So, you know, I like it. I like it a lot, and I hope to get to the end of it. Emphasis as big as bloody emphasis on the word hope. But anyway, I'm going to stop grumbling now. I'm going to say thank you very much for being here with me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, because if you weren't, I may have just lost my marbles. So, never mind any of that. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I promise to be in a better mood when we do the next episode, if indeed you ever see the next episode, if I can get through another hour of this game. But thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.